The Joburg Theatre presents the powerful stage adaptation of Fred Khumalo's award-winning novel, Dancing the Death Drill. And this, of course, is showcasing talents of a stellar South African creative team, no doubt. And it's a moving production, as it should be, given what the story is about. And it will run from September the 9th until the 28th at the Mandela Stage. And in case you don't know, it tells the poignant tale of Pitso Motaung, a South African soldier who fought during World War I and boarded the ill-fated SS Mendi troopship that sank in 1917. And you'll remember it claimed over 600 black South African lives, a story that has come to light over the years more and more. But of course, to talk to us more about this production, we're joined by the director, James Ngcobo, and the lead, Clint Brink, who also plays the role of Pitso. Gentlemen, so lovely to have you in studio with us.
Bless you. We love being here.
It's always a beautiful moment when you come, James, and of course bringing Clint, who's no stranger to South Africans, with you this morning. This story of Dancing the Death Drill by Fred Khumalo, it is so beautifully written, but it is also, it's emotive. It touches on so many themes, you know, that one can't just brush over. So how was it adapting this book for stage and, of course, deciding on who the leads will be?
You know, it was not easy, because you read the book, it is so beautifully written that you don't know what to leave out, and you don't know. It was like really a crisis. But the beautiful thing about Fred always says that as a writer, once he has written the book and it goes out to the public domain, then he says you lose some ownership of it. You allow people to do whatever they want to do with a book with a lot of respect and humility. So what was very clear to me was that we needed to tell the story of Pitso, and we needed this. Pitso's life is the one that takes us to the Mendi. And another very clear thing was, which I'm so happy that led me and the theatre to Clint. We wanted an absolutely amazing actor. And one thing that I keep saying to him when we work, he's got an amazing gift. Clint is one of those actors, he immerses himself into a story. He just dives in, and people who have seen his work, that is a trait in terms of, because he works from that space, and it's been just such fun. And we've been working on it with like an idea of a collective agreement between an actor and a director to say, that's the temperature we want there, this is what we want there. And I just, because I'm an actor myself, I love directing an actor like Clint, who's brave and willing to jump in. And there are things in the piece that we're doing that are very fresh for stage. Like he speaks French in it.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yes.
So,
yeah. Bonjour.
you know, and as I said, I would love to see. Oh man, you know. This is where we say nawe when we don't understand, but yeah. All the same.
Yeah.
But of course, you know, Clint, as James says, those of us who've watched you over the years, you know, whether it be on stage, on our screens, we know the type of actor that you are. But Pitso is a complex character. You know, he's about survival, he's about resilience, he's about trauma.
Yes.
And how do you delve into all of that?
I'm fortunate in this regard that I didn't necessarily have to go search for anything outside of my own lived experience, you know. I think Sanford Meisner said that acting is basically reacting truthfully under imaginary circumstances, you know. So if I take a look at the life of Pitso, and the thing that stood out for me about the character most is a theme that I feel represents us, the human race to a degree, and that is that his spirit, his heart, within facing so many hardships, you know, feelings of being dissociated from the things that he loves, you know, and the life that he wants to really connect with. And growing up in South Africa at a certain space in my life, and, you know, being this rich melting pot of different cultures and languages and people, you know, I've had my own experiences of what it feels like to be an outsider, you know, and wanting to find your own space. So the material gives you all of the riches that you need. We have an amazing director who you can just trust because of his wisdom and his insight and his experience, but most of all his compassion and his deep love for honoring what is authentic and what is truthful, you know, and just to have that relationship, like James said earlier on, gives an actor a lot of peace and trust. And he's also someone that, you know, won't necessarily mislead you for any reason. So whatever truth needs to come to the surface and be revealed, Pitso is that character that will take all of us there. I think all of us will be able to take a look at this and say, you know, there are pieces of my own existence in this character's life.
And looking at the various themes that is explored throughout this book, how did you bring it to a message that can still resonate with contemporary South Africa?
I am always, when I do a piece of theatre, I always say, what is its pertinence to the now? And being a lover of memory, but also the idea of there's memory, there's the continuum of that. That is the other thing that, for me, memory should not be an albatross around one's neck. Memory should be that step ladder that speaks to the aspirations of what's to come. So there's a lot of themes that are in the piece that young people, as young as high school, will be able to really access in the play. Like we're a country that is constantly going through its own evolution. We're finding ourselves in the world space, and we have multitudes of young people who are discovering that we shouldn't be myopic about being in this country. We're in the world, and this beautiful reimagination of this story, of this quest of the gullible young people, sometimes also some of them naive, and some of them young people who had nothing, and this was the only option. Okay. To say, I have nothing, and there's a thing that is taking me to France, there's a world war, I will come back and I'll get some money, it will change. Yes, you see, and so that's the beauty of it.
I tell you, second Friday running, it's raining men in this studio, and I ain't complaining. But of course, Dancing the Death Drill, Director James Ngcobo and lead actor Clint Brink are with me here. And of course, the show running from September the 9th until the 28th at the Mandela Stage at the Joburg Theatre. You don't want to miss it. Gentlemen, thanks so much for coming. And this is how we play you out on this Friday morning. Have a fabulous weekend.